Welcome to the Daily Devotional Podcast with author, pastor, and speaker Zach Maldonado, a podcast about helping you know and enjoy Christ each day.
Have you ever really thought about what it means that Christ is in you? That God, the God of the universe, is in you? That He is close to you? That He is near to you? You know, Ephesians 2:13 tells us this. It says that now, in Christ Jesus, you, who were once far off, have been brought near by the blood of Christ. You've been brought near not by your behavior, not by your good works, not by anything you've done. You have been brought near by the blood of Christ. And you know, the blood of Christ is such an amazing theme throughout the New Testament. We see that in Him, by His blood, we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. We see that we've been saved, that we've been reconciled by God's blood, that we've been cleansed and purified by God's blood. Go do a word search on Bible Gateway of just the blood of Christ or the blood of God, or just put in blood, and you'll see all the amazing themes about the blood, that we've been rescued by the blood. I love this. And it all points back to the cross. It's why Paul said, I just want to preach Christ and Him crucified. That's all I want to preach. I want to show you that the blood of Christ was sufficient and enough. You have been brought near by the blood of Christ. Isn't that good news, that we are not brought near by our performance, by what we do or don't do, by our faithfulness or by our obedience or by our dedication or by our commitment? The Christian life is not about our dedication or commitment to God. The Christian life is about trusting in the dedication and commitment that God has for us, even when we're faithless, even when we're disobedient, even when we run away. He's running right with us. He is near and He is in. I heard this story from a pastor, and he was in another country, and he was at this Buddhist church, I guess, and he was speaking to a few different people who were, one was a Buddhist, one was Hindu, and I think one was a part of another religion. And they were all basically saying, hey, you know what, all but the Christian pastor, he was listening to them, and they were saying, yeah, you know, basically all our religions are the same. We have a lot of the same principles, and basically our religion is about working our way to God. It's about trying to, you know, you go up your one way of the mountain and you're one way up the mountain, but all of our ways lead up to God. And the Christian kind of shook his head and was like, so you imagine God on top of the mountain, and then everyone has their own path, and we're just slowly working our way, and hopefully one day we'll get there. And they all shook their head, yeah, that's it. And he said, well, here's the Christian gospel. Here's what I believe. He said, the God on the top of the mountain, He came down and He rescued us because we could never get to Him. And that's Christianity. And then he ended up sharing the gospel with them. But if I could add to this story, I would say not only did God come down on top of the mountain and rescue us, but he went back up and He took us with Him. And Ephesians 2:6 says He seated us with Him in the heavenlies. Isn't that so cool? You are seated with Christ in the heavenlies. You are brought near by the blood of Christ. You are united with Him. You are one spirit with Him. You are living in Him, and He is living in you. In Him, Acts says, we move and live and have our being. Isn't that so cool? So the whole point of the gospel is it was God's work that brought us close. It's not our work. It was God's doing that we're in Christ Jesus, Corinthians says. So I love this, that God is near. So you're going to go out, you're going to work out today, you're going to go and you're going to walk around, you're going to do your job, you're going to parent, you're going to love on your spouse, you're going to serve them, you're going to cook dinner, you're going to go fix your car, you're going to go play basketball, you're going to go to school, you're going to do whatever the things you're going to do, and God is in you. You're going to fail today. You're going to hurt somebody. You're going to be faithless. You're going to be disobedient. You're going to do things that you regret maybe. And you know what? God is going to be in you. That no matter whether you're good or you're bad, God is in you. No matter whether you're faithless or faithful, God is in you. If you are in Christ, you have been brought near. And that's irrevocable. You can't be brought back. God's not going to bring you near and then kick you out. God's not going to join you with Him and then kick you out. No, God promises that even when you're faithless, He remains faithful. So the good news today is that God is in you and that God is close, that He is not some far-off God in the distant. He's not asking you to work your way to Him. He's reminding you that He worked His way to you and He's staying forever. There's nothing you can do to cause Him to leave you. He says, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you.
You've been listening to the Daily Devotional Podcast with Zach Maldonado. Join us each day for a new devotional that will help you know and enjoy Christ. For more great content from Zach, including his books, sermons, and more, check out ZachMaldonado.com.